And the trade union movement should have been the leading force in the fight back, given we've got the capacity, we've got the numbers, and we've got the organisation to lead from the front. But we can't take for granted that the unemployed, the long-term sick, the disabled, students and pensioners see us as national allies. You've got to identify with the movement with these groups and earn their respect. Any one of us could fall sick or become unemployed, so there's an element of self-interest too. You could be forced to claim job seekers allowance, employment support allowance, disability living allowance, which are all under attack, either to be dismantled or subject to tougher criteria. I've worked for the last 18 years as a welfare rights officer, most of that time representing claimants at tribunal, and we're getting overwhelmed with a number of appeals. Yet our welfare rights and money advice unit has been cut by 20%. It's pure madness. For many, insecure peripheral work is the norm. They have no contact with our movement. And what about the 16 to 24-year-olds, the million of them who are unemployed? Do they see us as natural allies? I doubt it. The unemployed get blamed for being unemployed, and the sad thing is many of them believe it. We could go on all day about what this government or the super rich are doing to services they never use. So some suggestions how we can bring people who rely on what's left of the welfare state to side with the trade union and labour movement. We continue to take up welfare issues in our campaigning. We retain in membership workers who have lost their jobs, and we admit into membership unemployed workers and look to involve them in our campaigning work. We invite the unemployed and students to attend trade union council meetings to get involved in debate and activity, while respecting the democratic accountability of branch delegates. To conclude, March the 26th was a magnificent day. However, only a few thousand Scots could get down to London. The next time, let's look at coordinated demonstrations across the country, all on the same day, at the same time. Let's put over 1 million on the streets to abandon the state welfare state. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, President, comrades. Congress, Hamish Drummond, Dundee Trades Council. Supportive of the whole composites, but I'll confine my remarks to the section that comes from Dundee Trades Council, and that's a bit about the universal credit proposal. Basically, we're in a not unique, but certainly less common situation in Dundee, where pretty much nearly all of the 19 benefits that stand to be combined into the universal credit are in some way administered in Dundee. And so, from the Trades Council point of view, we did actually convene a meeting of all the affected branches to take a sounding when the white paper, Universal Credit Welfare That Works, was launched. And the position that we took, which was supported by the branches affected from each of the separate constituent unions, each of the separate constituent departments of national government are affected, and local government as well. The position that we took was that we have to cautiously offer some welcome to the notion of combining in-work and out-of-work benefits. Working as I do on the tax credits helpline, the number of calls you take from members of the public, predominantly single mothers, but single fathers, yes, as well, who've had their heart broken by having got back with a partner, broken up with a partner, got back with a partner, broken up with a partner, wanting the best for their kids, constantly trying to make it work. And each time, not only are they having to deal with the heartbreak, not only are they having to deal with the crushed expectations of their children, but they're also having to fill in 5, 6, 7 separate application forms. And that's not humane. And we're not in a position of selfishly, purely looking at our industrial interests. We don't operate in a vacuum, I said to you yesterday. We operate in a wider society. And it's not in our best interest to stand up as a trade union movement and in the vested industrial interest of our members, argue for the retention of 19 separate benefits. So what we have to say is that the principle of combining in-work and out-of-work benefits is one that we can accept, is one that we can see as socially progressive. However, what we don't want to see off the back of it is a Tory stick being used to punish the poor. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to punish the poor, they're trying to fire our members. And they don't need to do that. They can implement the socially progressive one welfare system, and we wouldn't have a problem with that, as long as, rather than trying to shed jobs out of it, rather than trying to cut benefits out of it, instead they look to relocate those workers that may be all needed to deal with this one application form, try instead to redeploy them on work that's productive, progressive and socially useful. It's entirely possible. The tax justice campaign that PCS has been running, the better way that the STUC is running, and indeed the TUC's call for an alternative. Each one of these makes clear the need for extra public service workers, and the workers who are currently employed in administration around these separate benefits, purely in the processing of claims, could be usefully redeployed. We have to look at the broader society we operate in. We have to say that we want what's best for those single parents who have to deal with all that paperwork when they go through the hard bit. We have to do this. Congress, have the broad outlook, support the composite. Thank you.
Edinburgh Trade Union Council.
President Congress, Des Rock, the Edinburgh TUC supporting composite